Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Veeryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Ashochanan Vashochastvam. Try to, learn to recite. If you can learn, if you can recite exactly, a little effort, if you can imitate me exactly as I do. Recitation is always learned through imitation. Like music is always learned through imitation. Nothing else. Imitation means learning. You learn by imitation, by what? Just follow. And mechanically you keep reading, for 10 years you learn nothing. But deliberately, with intent, with focus, diligence, interest to learn, pick up. Then you do it in a few months, your pronunciation will be much better. In fact, you will have picked up the style. That's what you should do. When there is an opportunity to learn, you should learn. When there is an opportunity to learn, you become mechanical, casual, then you miss the opportunity. See? Say it exactly as I say. Ashochanan Vashochastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase Gatasuna Gatasumscha Anushocanti Panditaha Natve Vaham Jatu Nasam Natvam Neme Janadhipaham Nachaiva na bhavishyamaha Sarve vayamatah param Dehinosmin yatha dehe Kaumaram yavvanam jaram Tatha dehantara praptihi Dhirastatra namuhyati Matra sparshastu kaunteya Shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha Agama apayino nityaha Tam sthitikshasva bharatam Yam hinam vyathayantyete Purusham purusharshabham Samadukha sukham dhiram Sumritatvaya kalpate. So, Bhagavan says in verse number 12, he says, the fear comes from the thought that I was not there before and I will not be. The fear stands. The fear stands from the thought, from the idea that there shall come a time when I won't be there. Very important. There shall come a time. Not that there might or might not come a time, but there shall come a time. And that time when, I don't know, but there shall come a time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next year, maybe after 10 years, that doesn't matter, but there shall come a time. Then when this is the idea, that the conclusion that I won't be there. It is a conclusion that I won't be there. It is not a fact that I won't be there. I can't see a fact of not being there. I can't see, I can't look at a fact of my not being there. If I am there to look at the fact of my not being there, then I am there as the one who looks. It's a contradiction. It's a contradiction to think that there can be a time when the subject is not there and testified by himself. Subject himself cannot testify to his own negation. Subject can't testify to his own negation. An untestified mind, the subject, you can't accept negation. Therefore, this idea of negation is not a fact. The idea of negation is a conclusion, a correctable conclusion. And before we will go elaborate into the coming verses, but today what I thought was, we fundamentally make a universal mistake which nobody is aware, only Shastram is aware. Every living, every human being makes the same mistake. And not only each human being makes the same mistake, and he doesn't even think that it is a mistake. He asserts he is right. He makes a mistake and also asserts he is all right. And even if you tell him, he is not ready to listen. Not only he doesn't listen, even he runs down that very teaching. See? Very important. I am going to show you a small mistake, but it has very, very, very huge consequences. This reverses the whole thinking if we follow it very seriously. Follow it seriously. If it is right, it is right. If it is wrong, it is wrong. In both cases, it is knowledge. Knowing the right as right is knowledge, wisdom. Knowing the wrong as wrong is also wisdom. So I listen to a Swami seriously, and even though he presents it to be right, but I discover it to be wrong. Okay, it is my wisdom. The Swami has a long way to go, but I have already reached. But what he thinks is right, I see it as wrong. But anyway, discovering the right is as important as discovering the wrong as wrong. In fact, each implies the other. There are two expressions for the same thing. In discovering the right as right, you have also discovered the wrong as wrong. In discovering the right as right, you have discovered wrong as wrong. For example, this is a very, very fundamental error. We always, please listen to it seriously, we always, in expressions, we always associate the nai means, that don't, I don't, you don't, he doesn't, she doesn't, it does not. This that not, it's called negative. We associate the negative with knowledge. I don't know. That means that don't, not is associated with no knowledge. I don't see. I don't know. I am not aware. I am not aware. I don't know. I don't see. What are we doing in this expression? We are associating the negative with knowledge, awareness, sight. Shastra says it's wrong. You can never associate the negative with knowledge, because there is never a negation of knowledge. For example, say, do you see me? You say, yes, I see you. Do you see this box? Let us take this box as an example. I ask a question, do you see this basket? Do you see this basket? You say, yes, I see this basket. Wonderful. I know this basket is right. I am aware of this basket. It's all synonyms. I see the basket. I know this basket. Or I am aware of this basket. Clear? But do you see pumpkins in it? Do you see pumpkins on this basket? Then what do you say? I don't see pumpkins. I don't know, I'm not knowing any pumpkins. I don't see pumpkins. I am not aware of pumpkins. Or I am not knowing any pumpkins here. I have no knowledge of pumpkins. I don't see pumpkins. I am not aware of pumpkins. This is the genesis of all confusions. Shastra says, this is the genesis. You think there is negation, when you say, I don't see pumpkins, is wrong expression, correct it. I see there are no pumpkins. Don't say, I don't see pumpkins. What is not there is not your knowledge. What is not there is pumpkins. I see that there are no pumpkins. Not that I don't see pumpkins. I don't see, don't negates, don't qualifies, seeing. I don't see pumpkins must be made more intelligible, must be made more correct. The expression has to be corrected. It is not that I don't see pumpkins, I see that there are no pumpkins. What about the basket? I see that there is a basket. What about the pumpkins? I see that there are no pumpkins. With the presence of the objects, we see. With the absence of the objects, we see. Sight has no negation. Awareness has no negation. In this context, I'll ask you, I would like you to hear a beautiful Shruti Vakya, a beautiful statement of the Shruti. The Shruti says, Nani drashtuhu drishter vipariloko vidyate avinashitva. The sight of the seer has no negation, because that is eternal. The sight of the seer has no negation, that is eternal. The awareness of the one who is aware has no negation, because that is eternal. The drishti of the drashta has no negation. Nai drashtuhu drishter vipariloko vidyate avinashitvapi. Yajnavalkya tells in his teachings. The sight of the seer has no negation. Like, you have the sight of the dreamer. You have the sight of the dream. In fact, the whole dream is a sight anyway. The whole dream is a sight. And the whole dream disappears, but the sight of it doesn't go. You see that the dream is, and when the dream is gone, you see that the dream is not there. What has the vikalpa, the object is now present, now absent. The dream is now present, now absent. The dream is now present, now absent. But the sight of it is not now present, now absent. There is sight with reference to the presence of the dream. There is sight. That means sight has no negation. If sight has negation, I can't have the knowledge that the dream has gone. I can't have the knowledge of the absence of a thing. I can't have the knowledge, I can't have the experience of the absence of an object. I can't have the experience of the absence of the whole world, whatever it is. I cannot have the experience of an object or the world. I can't appreciate the absence of something if my sight becomes absent. If my sight ever became absent, then in the absence of the sight, I can't appreciate, I can't assert absence. But we do assert the absence, assertion of the absence of an object. It is the assertion of the presence of the sight. For example, do you have anger in your mind? You say, no, I don't have anger. There is no anger in my mind now. There is no anger in my mind. Swamiji, honestly, there is no anger in my mind. No anger. Is it your belief? No, I know it. You assert with your heart and soul. In fact, even God fears. God trembles by your assertion this time. Because it is the assertion of the truth. Because it is your knowledge that there is no anger. You are asserting a truth. And what is the truth? There is no anger. Who testifies to that truth? Your own knowledge. That means anger is absent, but knowledge is not absent. Anger is absent, but experience is not absent. Anger is absent, but the awareness is not absent. You are aware that there is no anger, and that is why you are able to assert, I am being honest, truthful, absolutely truthful. Oh my God, can anybody shake you from that assertion? Is your assertion shaky? Your assertion is never shaky when what you state is a matter of your knowledge. What you state, if it is a matter of your experience, then your assertion is never shaky. If it is your belief, it is shaky. Supposing I ask, is there heaven? Yes, there is heaven. Yes, there is heaven. Hey, is it really? I'm shaky. Is there heaven? He will say, I think so. Is it assertion? I think so. That's what my priest told me. Beliefs can't be asserted without tremble. Beliefs are never assertable. Beliefs are always available for being shaken off. The more you become assertive of what is evident, the more the beliefs fade out. Anyway, beliefs cannot be asserted. I am just trying to make you see the difference between assertion born out by experience. Assertion born out by experience. Suppose you say, do you see a basket here? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Are you really sure? Yes. 100% sure? Yes. Why? Because it is your knowledge. You will not assert anything other than what is a matter of your knowledge. Please underline this sentence. This is going to help you throughout. You will simply crumble when you are questioned again and again if it is not a matter of your knowledge. Do you see the basket? Yes. Do you see the world? Yes. Do you see the sun? Yes. Do you have the body? Yes. Why? Who testifies to it? It's mine. I see it. It's my knowledge. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of the world. There is no proof for being aware of the world, but being aware of the world is the proof for everything. Please correct this. Please make this correction in life. There is no proof for being aware of the world. Being aware is self-proven. Being aware is self-proven. And being aware proves everything else. I say there is a world because I am aware of it. Are you able to follow? I say there is world because I am aware of it. Suppose you have a cut and there is pain. I say I have pain. Then what is the proof? You say I have pain. What is the proof? What is the proof? Do you have to go to the laboratory and put a machine there? The machine will tell you. Oh, the machine tells you have pain. Pain is felt. That very awareness of the pain is the proof of the pain. The awareness pertaining to the pain is the proof of the pain. Suppose you say, do you feel the pain? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. 100% sure. No doubt? Yes. Why you are so assertive? Because it is your aware. It is your sight. It is your knowledge. Coming back to the point, what we assert is always knowledge. Now, we'll go into it, elaborate into the topic later on. Today, I want you to think these 2 months. Think about this particular point. When you close your eyes, when you fall asleep, generally what happens, we lose the feeling that I am the body. This sense of being the body is gone. In sleep, I don't feel that I am the body. That sense, that feeling resolves. Let me use the term resolves. Means it just disappears from my experience. I don't feel, there is no feeling that I am the body. So I leave that feeling, there is no feeling that I am the body. There is also no word, as though transcend the body and the world. I become free from the body and the world and even memory. Sometimes we close our eyes and remember the world. Sometimes we open the eyes and see the world. When you see the world, you are seeing it. When you close your eyes, then you remember the world. These two are great phenomena, perception and memory. When I am hearing, it is perception. When I block my ears, then there is a memory of the sounds. Memory of the sound. So when I am interacting with the world, when I am looking at the world, this is what is called perception. This is called perception. When I block perception, there is memory. Memory. Like you are counting the money, You are seeing it. You are feeling it. What is it? The word you have to pick up is perception, sense perception. And suddenly you close your eyes. Then what happens? You are remembering them. You close your eyes and remember. Oh my God, I was counting money. That is why in meditation your memory is more uncontrollable because you close your eyes. When you close your eyes, your memory becomes more active really. That is why everybody complains about the mental wandering. Maybe how to control the mind in meditate. He has no problem during the rest of the time. See, he is very peculiar. He meditates by 10 days, by 10 minutes. Now he has a problem how to control my mind during meditation. What about the rest of the day? He has no problem because he is busy with the world. Why? There is less memory when you are seeing the world. There is less active. The memory is less active when you are seeing the world, feeling the world, listening to seeing the world, hearing the world, tasting the world, touching the world, smelling the world, talking to the world. You are absorbed in sense perception of the world. The memory goes into the background. But the moment the perception is blocked, memory becomes active. Therefore, you remember all that you don't want to remember only during meditation. That is why in meditation, immediately after the meditation class, you have got only questions and complaints and complaints and complaints. But anyway, that's not our topic. Our topic is this. Sometimes we have perception. Sometimes when I close my eyes, like when I lie down for sleeping, I close my eyes and remember the word. It's called memory. This memory. And after some time, there is freedom from the memory also. We call it sleep. Sleep is everybody's need. Whether you like it or not, you will fall asleep. Because when the body feels fatigued, when I feel tired physically, when I am tired mentally, then I snap my equation with the body and the mind. It is exactly like you are sitting with a person and he tires you. What do? You get up and go away from him. You get up and go away from him. Really. You are sitting with your wife and she is too nagging and tiring, or sitting with your husband and he is too tiring. And what do? Ek namaskar karke dur jao. You just keep a little distance. When the body is absolutely tired, the mind is absolutely tired, there is a natural thing, it is in keeping with the logic. In order to survive, in order to find my rest, I snap somehow or other, it is there in the nature. And that is my sense of equation with the body becomes snap. And my sense of equation with my mind also snaps. Perception becomes unmanifest as it were. Memory becomes unmanifest, which we call deep sleep. Just as there can be sleep with dream, there can be sleep without dream. Though some people have a misconception, there can never be a sleep without dream. That's not true. There can be sleep without dream also. Deep sleep is called dreamless sleep. Is also possible. Everybody, even the most unfortunate person, does have some moments of sleep. And he wakes up. Now I am saying, when a person sleeps, he transcends the body. I am using this particular term. He transcends the body. Later on we'll go into that. If you have any problem with the connotations of the words, later on we'll see. It transcends the body, transcends the world, transcends time, transcends his gender, transcends the idea that he is a human form. It transcends the idea that he is an individual born on this earth, transcends the earth itself. He transcends everything. There is nothing he doesn't transcend. He transcends his family, his children. Not only he transcends everything, in fact, he doesn't miss also anything. He transcends everything and without missing a thing. He transcends everything without missing a thing. He really relishes that serenity, that peace, and then he wakes up. Now, that person who wakes up, please, you talk to him. You talk to him. Hey, what happened to you? He says, I had sleep. What do you mean by saying I had sleep? What did you see in sleep? I didn't see anything. Did you see the body? Did you feel the body? No. Did you feel the world? No. Did you feel your family? No. This world? No. Time? No. Past, future? No. History? No. Nation? No. Nothing. Nothing empirical, nothing biological, nothing psychological. What is the proof? What is the proof that you did not see all this? What is the proof? Are you sure you did not feel the body? Are you sure you did not feel the world? Are you sure you did not feel the time? Are you sure? He says, yes, I am sure. Are you 100% sure? 100% sure. Or is it your belief? No, it is my experience. It's my experience. What is your experience? I didn't feel the body, I didn't feel the world, I didn't feel pleasure, I didn't feel pain, I didn't feel my debts also. There were no debts felt by me. I was free from the whole out of the world experience. Nothing. Hey, that means when you transcended the body and the world, when you transcended the body and the world and the thought and the memory, we think we are gone, the awareness is gone. But our own experience tells us awareness is not gone because awareness testifies to the negation of the thought in general. The thought of the body, the thought of the world, the thought of time, the thought of pleasure, the thought of pain. When the thought itself resolves, the resolution of the thought, the absence of the thought is testified to by me. I testify to the fact that there was no thought. That means it is not that I was not aware, I was aware of the negation of thought. Not that I was not aware of the thought. It is not that we are not aware of the thought. It is not that we are not aware of the thought, but we are aware of the absence of the thought. I hope I am are you able to follow? As I told you in the example, do you see the pumpkins? Do you see the pumpkins? What should be the right answer? Don't say, I don't see the pumpkins. Say, I see that there are no pumpkins. In deep sleep, do you see the thought? Do you see the world? In deep sleep, does one see the world? The answer should not be, I don't see the world. The answer should be, I see there is no world. Sight has no negation. Awareness has no negation. And therefore, based on this observation, based on this logic, based on this anubhava, experience, based on this above, beyond doubt experience. Because experience can't be doubted. What I experience, I can doubt, but that I experience. For example, you see a mirage water. You can. You see mirage. But you go to Rajasthan, there is a stretch of sand, and then there is some problem, optical illusion, call it whatever. I call it just, an error in judgment. Vedanta calls it an error in judgment. You call it an optical illusion. Just difference in the language. It happens to be a stretch of sand, but I perceive it as a pool of water. What I am seeing, I can doubt, but that I am seeing, I can't doubt. Please see. The object of sight I can doubt. Is it really full of water or is it an illusion? I can doubt. But there is no doubt regarding the sight. Am I seeing it? I am seeing. That I am seeing is true. That I am seeing is true. But what I am seeing may be different from what it appears to be. What I see may be different from what it appears to be. But that I see is beyond doubt. And what is beyond doubt is the truth. The undoubtable is the truth. One of the definitions of the truth. Sight is the truth. Sight, awareness is the truth. And man, what we call a human being, is nothing but a sight plus a shirt. He is a sight. This body is not a sight, it is an object of sight. But the person is nothing but the sight. And that sight is something that cannot be doubted. And therefore, on the basis of this particular observation, on the basis of this undoubtable phenomenon called the negatability of the sight, on the strength of the fact that the sight cannot be negated, on the strength of the fact that the awareness cannot be negated, Bhagavan Krishna says here in this verse that I was never absent before, nor shall I be absent later on. Natve vaham jatu nasam. I was never absent before. Natvam. Arjuna, you were also not absent before, nor you shall be absent ever later. Neme janadhipaha. All these people who have gathered in this warfield, this battlefield, none of them was really absent before. None of them shall ever be absent. They keep changing their forms, but they don't become absent. They don't become absent. He has not yet unfolded. It is a statement of fact which needs to be unfolded. See, this is called pratignya vakyam. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadhipaha nachaiva nabhavishyamaha sarve vayam atatparam. We were all there before. We are there now. We are there. We shall be there later on. When the kingdom was divided, just a statement of unfoldment. Statement of fact which requires to be unfolded. A statement of fact which needs to be verified. And what is said by the Shruti, I have to get it verified in the light of my own experience. The light of my own experience. I have to get it verified. Like, supposing you say, there is heaven. Now I can't verify it. Supposing somebody says, there is heaven. You will go to heaven after death. How am I going to verify it? And anything that I can't verify, I live with the belief in it and die with the belief in it. Why? It is an unverifiable belief. This unverifiable belief is otherwise called theology. What is it called? Theology. Veda Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita, Vedic culture is not theology, please. If I can convey this to you, I can have a very happy chutti. I'm telling you, yes, I am absolutely convinced about it. Your culture is not a theology. You are not living an unverifiable belief. Vedic texts talk about a reality which can be verified here and now in this life. It's a verifiable reality. Reality, once we say, it should be available for verification. A physical fact should be available for verification. Any scientist, when he says something, it should be available for verification. A spiritual truth also should be available for verification. What does Gita say? Gita talks about something which is available for verification. You know, Krishna, Pandavas and Kauravas had a problem. And then ultimately the kingdom was divided. And then Pandavas got, some God-forsaken land, some all barren land. I mean, that's what we were told. And that is what at least Mr. Chopra tells us. We don't go into what Vyasa says. We don't go into that book anyway. So we don't know directly Vyasa's version of what happened. We only know Chopra's version of what happened. Chopra's version. So good enough. So we give the benefit of doubt to Mr. Chopra. We have to give the benefit of doubt. Now it is said really they were given, Pandavas were given some God-forsaken land, abandoned barren land. Marubhumi. It is called Marubhumi. What did Krishna do? Just look at Krishna, what he did not tell them, oh, you have been given very bad land, therefore go and fight with Dhritarashtra to give you something better. Hey, don't complain. What is given is given. Take it as your destiny. And you have to have respect for Dhritarashtra, because even if he is wrong, it doesn't matter, but he is in a very respectable position. He is your elder. Respect. That is his karma. If he has done something wrong, it is his karma. But as junior, you should respect his decision. It will bring you God's blessings. See the thinking. Supposing the father tells something, gives something to one son, something to another son. Even if there is a bias, children should simply accept. Learn to accept what is given by the parents. If you learn to accept what is given by the parents, I am telling you, it will bring you blessing. Don't question. Because parents are parents. Bhishma, Drona was, they didn't have real mind. Maybe Dhritarashtra had. But still, they were all in the collective decision. They divided it. Krishna said, accept it, accept it, accept it. And then he took them there. Then what did he do? This is the time for action. Work on this barren land. You can create heaven out of it. There is a time in life to work hard. Hard work is very, very, very closely related to our life. But to think hard work itself is the be-all and end-all of life is also wrong. This is called two extremes. One extreme is not to be interested in action. The other extreme is to be a workaholic and thinking that life is nothing but work. Both are extremes. Krishna really shows the truth. A non-action is not the answer in life. Nor action to the exclusion of reflection is the answer. I hope you heard the whole sentence. Non-action. Here, bring the mind here. Come back in your memory from home to this. There memory to either layer. Non-action is not the answer, nor mere action to the exclusion of reflection, knowledge is the answer. At that time Krishna said, hey, we'll do reflection later on, now action. And they all worked hard and they created Indraprastha. You know the rest of the story. What created Indraprastha? Reflection or action? Action, duty. They did it. Why were they able to do the hard work? Because they accepted it. And if you did not accept that, then you would have been cribbing. Understand? You keep cribbing until you accept. You keep cribbing until you accept. You start working after you accept. That is why until you accept your husband, you will be cribbing. Cribbing with who? Parent. उन्होंने, my parents, हमारा जीवन का सत्यानाश कर दिया. In fact, I start living only after I accept. Then you start moving ahead. Until I accept, what am I doing? Complaining, cribbing. All right, you have an alternative for accepting? No. There is no alternative. You're already married. You better accept and learn to live. Because accept it with respect. It's God's choice. Parents' choice is God's choice. Why not? In fact, that is the best. Let the parents choose. And then afterwards take it as destiny, good, bad. With smaller nose or longer nose, doesn't matter. You learn to live as a worship, as a respect, as a token of respect. Make your marriage a success as a token of respect to your parents. As a token of respect to the divinity. I learn to respect, I learn to live with the person whom God has chosen for me, whom my parents have chosen for me. I don't have to just, I live with it. I keep aside my, what we call, the choices. Understand, even the best choice we can come to dislike in time. What is your best like? Suppose you get a person of your best choice in time. In time, you may come to dislike. I hope you have heard this sentence. You may come to dislike a person who happened to be the best choice. It is not that the person who is of your best choice will be your best choice for life. Forget it. For 1 week he can be the best choice, can be the best choice for a week. Afterwards he may change. Ultimately I will have to learn to live with the person who. Then I have to respect my choice. If I married somebody by my choice, then I have to respect my choice. Understand? And before you choose him, you pray to God. Anyway, I am sure. Hey Bhagavan, give me inspiration to make the best choice. And then you made the choice. And you better accept that it is my choice, and my choice is inspired by divinity, and therefore may I be respectful to that divinity. May I learn to accept the choice and learn to live with the choice. Choice made by the parents, let me be respectful to that choice. The point that I am trying to make is, when you accept, then there is no complaint, no complaint. Krishna helped Pandavas. Krishna helped Pandavas to accept that decision. It was not easy. Without Krishna, Pandavas would not have accepted. No. Krishna told them, Don't worry, don't accept. And they created Indraprastha. But action itself is not the be-all and end-all of life. And in the battlefield, if you tell Krishna, Arjuna, act, Arjuna says, I can't act. Where action is impossible, I am not able to get up. Why? I want to know something. There is a confusion in my mind. If I have to create wealth, action. If I have to create kingdom, action. If I have to create prosperity, action. If I have to get out of my inner confusion, not action, but education, then reasoning, then teaching. That is why here, when Arjuna says, I am really confused as to what to do, can Krishna admonish him to act? No. He has to teach. What kind of teaching? If the confusion is about ethics, you can teach him ethics. If the confusion is about anything mundane, you can give him mundane teaching. But here, his confusion is about the very nature of the soul. Who is? What are we? Are we subject to come to an end? Or are we subject to survive? Who is Bhishma, an individual or the truth? Who is Drona, an individual or the truth? Who am I, an individual or the truth? What are we? In a sense, I want to know. And now what can Krishna teach? Ethics, morals. Give him information about tourism. Give him knowledge about the best food, how to cook. Hey, forget it. Is it science? Is it technology? Is he going to tell him what is it that Arjuna is in need of? He is in need of the actual nature of this living being. Is he a form or is it the unnegatable being? And therefore Krishna has to teach what? Only that truth about this person. And therefore how should the teaching begin? This is how the teaching has to begin. How? Hey, we are not the forms. There was never a time we were not. There shall be never a time we will not be. This is a statement that needs to be unfolded. And he unfolds throughout the second chapter. That we will come back and continue. But the last class is good enough. Think about, this is not a pastime. Bhagavad Gita is not a pastime. And don't look upon study of Bhagavad Gita is another fashion in Delhi. Like love for happiness is never a fashion. Love for comfort, love for peace is not. Our need for inner peace, our need for freedom from fear is not something that comes into fashion and goes out of fashion. And therefore Bhagavad Gita is our need, is our choiceless need. Understanding is the choiceless need. It is not something that can come into fashion and therefore it's not a fashion. Spirituality is never a fashion. It's our need and therefore sacred. Our needs are sacred. Our freedom is sacred. Our peace is sacred. Our understanding is sacred. Our education is sacred. And all this will come back and go into. Until then, all the best. Have a nice time, nice holidays. And we'll re-begin the classes on 30th of June. On June the 30th. On June the 30th we will begin. And your class will be on the 1st of July. Okay. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaha Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om Om Tat Sat Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om